Good morning, IP1. Welcome back to our class. I hope you are all doing great. You are staying home and you are doing your homework. Okay, today we want to talk about keyboard and mouse skills. So now we want to go deeper in the details of how to use your keyboard and mouse more effectively and better so it can help you to use your computer faster and in a better and more efficient way. All right, so this is IP1 and this is our class number 11. So this is lesson 11. All right, keyboard. Let's talk about the different functions of keyboard. So here you got this little button on the top left corner, right? On the top left corner, on the top right here, that it says ESC or called as escape. All right, this button or this key helps you to exit. So if you are in a program, it helps you to exit. So for example, I am in a full screen of Microsoft PowerPoint right now. I'm in the full screen and I press this button right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. When I press it, this happens. It exits the full screen. Let's try it again. If I press it again, it exits again. So you see, each time you press it, it exits one step at a time. All right. So each time you want to exit a program or exit the full screen, you can press this button to help you exit. All right. So also you could say it interrupts or cancels the current process. So interrupt and cancel. All right. So interrupt or cancel the process. All right. So it's something that can exit, interrupt, or cancel something that you're doing. All right. The next button is F5. This can be used on any page to refresh the page. All right, so maybe, but for this button, you have to make sure that your computer has the shortcut already in it. But most of the times, if you press F5, you should get the option to refresh your page. So by pressing F5, for example, if you are in a browser, maybe you are in Google and you are searching something and you want to refresh the page, that's what you can do. You can press F5 right here. You can press F5 here. You can see F5, right? Can you find it for me on your keyboard? I'll give you a minute. Can you look for it? Can you find it on your keyboard? Did you find it? All right. So F5, if you press this, it will refresh. It will refresh your page, your browser, or any program that needs to be refreshed. So it updates, it refreshes the page, it loads again, all right? Next button for the special key, we have F7. Can you say it with me? F7, all right? So the F7, it's right here. All right, so the F7 is right here on the top, right here. So we call that F7, and what it does is in some programs, for example, in Microsoft Word, it can check the grammar. So it checks the grammar on Microsoft Word. So F7 is right here on the top. You can see it. Can you find it on your keyboard? All right. Once you find it, if you go to some document, for example, in Microsoft Word, if you press F7, it will check the grammar for you. It will tell you how many percent is it correct, how much is it wrong, and yeah, that's about it. That's what it does, to check the grammar, which it can be very useful when you're writing a long essay. So maybe in the future, you can use this and it can be very useful. Maybe at the moment, you will not be using it that much, but if you have to write, for example, a paragraph for your English teacher or a paragraph for any class in English, you can, before you send the homework, you can check the grammar by using F7. In future classes, in this class, or any other class, if you need to send some homework that you have to write a few sentences, by pressing F7, you can check the grammar, which is very useful in the future. Even now, if you have homework like to write some paragraph maybe. All right, let's move on. So the main area is where you put your fingers, your left hand and your right hand. So your right and your left. So this is my left hand and this is my right hand. And when I press it, when I put it on the keyboard, that's the main area of the keyboard. So this is the main area, two parts, left side, which is A, S, D, F, and right side, which is this area, J, K, L, and the sign at the end. All right. And this is, so we call this the main area or the home buttons or home keys or home row. All right, so this is the home row, which your hand has to be positioned at. Your hand should be in that area. All right, so just remember left hand and right hand. So this is for the left, this is for the right, and your thumbs, both of your thumbs, these are your thumbs, left thumb and right thumb. Your thumbs are going to be on the space bar. So this is the space bar. Don't forget, your thumbs have to be on the space bar. All right, let's continue on and talk about the number pad. The number pad. This is the number pad. So for the number pad, it's on the right of your keyboard. But some of you might or may not have this. Why? Because your keyboard would be a bit smaller or different style of keyboard. So some keyboards, for example, my keyboard right now doesn't have this pad because it's smaller keyboard. But don't worry, it's fine. You still have the numbers up here, okay? But anyway, I'll show you this. Because if you use the numbers on the pad, you can type faster. So if you have this number pad, you can it can help you to type in the numbers very fast. Mostly these are used for accounting or just checking the data or math or equations like that. Anyways, no matter what you use it for, when you want to type numbers, this is the fastest way to type, all right? So if you have the number pad, you can try to type on number pad and on the top row that has the numbers, see which one is faster for you. Maybe you're faster with the top, who knows, all right? Check it out. But anyway, this is about number pad on the right side. By holding shift, you can also use the symbols above the numbers. So as I told you, you have the numbers up here. which you can use if you want. Also, if you hold the shift button, you have two shift buttons on your keyboard, right? Do you remember? You have two shift buttons, one on the right and one on the left. So if you press the shift, if you hold the shift, and you press any of these numbers, you will get the symbol on the top, not the number. So you hold, if you want to use any sign up here like at, hashtag, percentage, plus, or any other sign that you can see here, you have to press the shift key and then press the key that you want to get the symbol that you want. Okay, so for example, let's say I want at sign, not number 2, but at sign. So what should I do? Should I press 2? No, I press and hold shift key, and then once I press and hold shift key, I press number 2. So when I press number 2, I will get at sign. Okay, for example, I'll show you real quick. So you can see my screen, right? I press number 2 first. This is what I get. Now I press and hold shift and press number 2. So I get at sign. All right, so I'll get at sign if I hold shift and press number 2. All right, now let's move on to the next slide. This is Backspace. Do you remember where is Backspace? Look at the keyboard. Can you find Backspace? Can you find Backspace on the keyboard? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Which one is it? It's this one. This is the Backspace. If you remember correctly, this is the Backspace key on your keyboard. So what it does, it deletes your typing. It deletes your typing. Okay, so if you start typing and you want to delete something, all you need to do is just press the backspace to delete it out. So for example, let's show it. Okay, let's write something. I am Amir. Okay, and let's say I don't want to write this, right? I want to delete it. So I just press backspace. So you can see the cursor is going back. Every time I press once, it goes back, right? So that's what it does. Backspace deletes your typing. So it can, if you write something wrong, it can delete for you. Next, about the keyboard. Using the keyboard helps you to save time. So sometimes the shortcuts on the keyboard can help to save more time for you. So if you use the keyboard, it's beneficial for you. You save more time. So try to keep your hands mostly on the keyboard. Don't always hold the mouse. Try mainly to have your hands on the keyboard and learn the shortcuts that you can use. So it will have a shorter way and it will take you shorter time to get something done. If for sure you can use the mouse to do the same thing, but it will take you longer to do that activity. Let's say you want to copy and paste. If you use the shortcut on your keyboard, it will be much faster instead of using the mouse. So don't worry, we will talk about all the shortcuts in the next slides. Next, we are talking about the control key. The control key is the main shortcut key to use with other keys. Okay, so where is the control key? The control key is in your keyboard on the left and on the right. So we have two control keys. One is on the left and one is on the right. So what does the control key do? It does almost all the shortcuts that you need. So let's get started. Shortcut number 1, Control and E. So Control E. You press and hold. Press and hold. Okay, so you press and hold it. All right, you don't let go. You press Control and you hit or press E. So hold, press and hold Control and press E. What does this do? In Microsoft Word or PowerPoint is to center. What it does is to center the text to be in the middle. Okay, so let me show you real quick. So I'm in Microsoft PowerPoint at the moment. So I will show you what it does. So let's select this. I click and I press and hold Control and I press E. So you see my text is in center now just by pressing Control E. You see it moves to the middle. I want it in the middle, so I get it. Now I will show you how to do it with the mouse. You can do the same thing with the mouse, but it might be a bit longer. So what you have to do is come and select and then move your mouse to up here, find this, center text, click it, and you get this. So you see, if your hands always on the keyboard, it will be much faster using this shortcut. All right. So our first shortcut was Control E. Next, we have Control R. Control R. So same. You press and hold Control, press and hold Control, and then press R. So what this does is in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or any other program that might need typing in it, it moves the, so it's for moving the text to the right side. So it moves the text to the right side. So you can see if I select this and Control, press and hold Control and press R, it moves my text to the right. It moves my text to the right. Now I can do the same thing using my mouse. However, as I told you, it might be a bit longer. So I have to come, select, move my mouse up here, find this symbol, align to right. So I press that and it moves to the right side. You see, it might take a bit longer. So using these shortcuts, it can help you for sure to be more effective. All right. Next, I think you can guess is Control L. Control L. The same. You press and hold Control, and then you hit L. So Control L. All right, what this does is in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, it makes it to move the text to the left. It moves it to the left. All right, let me show you how it's done. You press and hold Control, and then you press L. So right now, my text is already on the left. So let me do this first. Control R to move it to the right. And then I want it to go to the left. So what I do is press and hold Control, and then press L, Control L. So you see, it moved back to the left side. One more time, Control L, Control L, right? Okay. Also, you can do the same thing with the mouse. All you need to do is come up, press the align to the left. So align left. You press that and you get it to go to the left side. Left side. Okay, for the next button for the shortcut is again using control key. What you can do is press and hold. Okay, never forget, press and hold Control with U. What it does is in different programs, for example, in Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, what it does is to underline the text. So it underlines the text. How does it do that is like this. So you type your word, you select it, and you underline Control U. So just like this. Okay. So this can help to show some specific words in a text to show the importance that this word is more important. It should stand out. It should stand out. So underlining a word can show the importance of that specific word. So Control U. Next, we have Control I. Control I. What it does is by pressing and hold Control and then press I in different programs such as Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint is to make it italic. So, for example, I write a word or a name, and then I can Control I. Control I, it makes it tilt. You see, it makes it tilt. So Control I makes it tilt. Okay, and I want you to show. I want to show you this too by using your mouse. You can come here, use this one, press this one to underline. So this is the way you can use your mouse instead of your keyboard. So here you can underline, and here you can tilt it or italic, right? So that's all. One more thing I wanted to tell you is if you are using a Mac, a computer Mac that is made by Apple or iOS. So if your computer is a Mac, iMac, MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, or any computer that is produced by Apple, instead of pressing Control, you have to press Command. So the Command key acts the same as Control key. But if you are using a Windows program, a normal computer, a normal keyboard, if you use a normal keyboard that looks like this, if it looks the same as this, you use the Control key. If you use an Apple product, if you use an Apple product, you press Command key. All right. So this is the first part about learning about the details about keyboard and mouse. We will continue this class for the next class. There are many shortcuts, so I have to separate for you. So there are more about mouse and keyboard and shortcuts about the Control key. There are more things to learn, so we will learn it in the next class. So for now, your homework will be to practice the keyboard and mouse that we have learned in this class. Practice all the options, the shortcuts for control key. So practice by yourself, check it out, and try to underline, Command U, Command I, Command E, and all the control. So if you use Apple, you do command. If you do Windows, you use control. So control key, right? Practice all the options that you can do that we learned today. Use all the options for control key and practice it and learn how to use all the topics that we have talked about today, and upload one photo of yourself that you have practiced the different functions and the keyboard shortcuts, basically. So the shortcuts that we teach you today, that we learned today, I need you to practice them and take a picture for me and upload it to the e-learning system. Okay, that's all for today. This homework is due to 16th of September. It's a Thursday. All right, that's all for today. Take care, stay safe, and see you next class. Goodbye.